Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, my dear students. Welcome to International Jazan Science School, Class 9, Subject Computer. In the last class, we have started MS Excel. What we learned in the last class is introduction to the spreadsheets, how to create the new workbook, how to work in the new worksheets, how to select the cells, how to edit the cells, how to do the formatting in the cells. In this class, we are trying to learn the other part of MS Excel, formulae and charts in spreadsheet. The topics which we will cover in this chapter are formulae, functions, sorting, filtering, charts and sparklines. So let's start with formulae. What are formulae? This is MS Excel. I have already opened MS Excel. Now we are in sheet 1. In the previous class, I explained you that when you open for the first time, when you open MS Excel, when you open the new spreadsheet, by default the name given to the spreadsheet would be book 1. So this is workbook, okay, and the name given by default is book 1, and by default from the software itself 3 sheets are generated. If you want to generate more, you can click here, insert worksheet. How many times you click on this button, it will create more sheets. We will see that later on. So we start with our first topic in this chapter, formulae. So we have to work with formula. What is formula? Formula is a sequence of values, cell references, functions and operators that is contained in a cell and produces new values from existing values. By using formula, what we do, by using the existing cells values, we create the new values. Now I am switching to sheet 2. This is sheet 1. I have given the introductions for all the topics here. In the sheet 2, I have created one small table. Class 9 students, I have given the name. You can see serial numbers, name, subject 1, subject 2, subject 3. The information I have already entered to save the time. 5 serial numbers means 5 students details I have already entered. So now we are talking about a formula, okay. So these are the cells. So by using the cells and cell references, we generate the information which is already available in the cell. We generate the new information by using the cell references, functions, values. You can see here in all the rows for the student names given here, 3 subject marks are already entered. So now by using the formula, we can generate the new information. You can see serial number 1, name ABC. In subject 1, the student ABC got 80 marks. In subject 2, 54 marks. In subject 3, 85 marks. So you can see here, as I already told you, most of the tools you will find in home and insert tab, okay. So here you can see in home tab, in editing group, you can see auto sum option available here. So wherever you have to generate the information, click on that cell, and now when I click on auto sum, what will happen? Please look here. These highlighted F6 colon H6, these are the cell references. I already explained you in the earlier class that all the cells are divided into rows and columns. So you can see A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, all these alphabets are given to the columns. and 1 2 3 4 goes on. These are the numbers given to the rows. So which cell you select, how it intersect, that number and alphabet is the reference number for that cell. So for the total, the reference number is I6, sixth row of ith column. This is the cell reference number for the total. So now what we are doing, we are trying to find out the total. When you click on auto sum, what happens is equals to sum, open bracket, F6 colon H6. You can see here subject 1 is in fth row of 6th column, sorry, fth column 6th row. You can see here subject 2 is in the G column 6th row, H column and 6th row. So how it will be written here, F6 colon H6. When you press enter, let's see what happens. The total is generated automatically by using the cell reference numbers. Here when you work in MS Excel, you actually work with cell reference numbers. No matter what you want to calculate, what you want to do, you use cell reference numbers to work. Now you can drag like this to copy the formula. Now actually I am not dragging, I am not copying the number 219. I am copying the formula. You can see all the numbers are different because the marks of all the students are different. This is how by using a formula we can generate the total. So what we have used here, we have used the formula, we have used functions, these auto sum, maximum, minimum, average, result, all these are functions. So by using formula, by using functions, by using cell references, we have generated the new information in I6. So this is called as a formula we just worked on. Then what do we have? Average. Now we have to find out the average. When you click, you can see here there is a drop down menu. When you click on the drop down menu, you can see sum, average, count numbers, maximum, minimum. More functions are available here, but now we have to work with average. So just click on average. What will happen? By default, from F6, you can see from F6 it takes the last cell near to average, but that is the wrong. What we want the average of these three subjects, not the total. The total is also included, the total cell, the cell total, you see I6 is for the total, but we want only F6, G6 and H6, but by default it takes it I6 as well. So we need to remove I6 and enter H6. When you click enter, you can see 73% is the average of that student. Now I'm again copying the formula. You can see student name ABC got 219 total and 73 average. Like this, all the students got different total and average. This is what we have worked as for the formula. Now for the result. Before calculating for the result is what? Pass or fail, right? So before starting with result, I would like to tell you some details about the functions. Functions are predefined formula that perform calculations using specific values called arguments. What are functions? Predefined formula. We are not defining the formula. Formula is already predefined from the software itself. Just we use the functions to generate some output, some other information. Okay. So basically in result we have to use the functions only. That is why I wanted to explain what is a function. So there are so many functions examples. Auto sum is also a function, average is also a function, even count numbers, maximum, minimum, or all are functions. But now here we work with if function is equals to if. One more thing I forgot to tell you, whenever you start with a formula, you start with equals to. We start with equals to. You can see here, this is the formula bar. You can see is equals to sum f6 colon h6 is equals to average f6 colon h6. So all the formulas starts with equals to sign. So as functions, even function is a part of formula. So what we are going to do, we have here three subjects, subject 1, subject 2, subject 3. So in each subject, if a student wants to pass, should get more than 39 marks. If the student get at least 40 marks, then the student is passed. We start with functions. As I explained you, the formula starts with the sign equals to, is equals to if, open brackets. You can see here, as I start writing, the by default structure of the function is shown here, is equals to if. You see here, if, logical test, value if true, value if false. So first, now we have started if. Now we have to write logical test. What is the logic for our function? The logic is all the students must get more than 39 marks, but in all the subjects students get more than 39 marks. So the function, how we can create, we have to use the logical operators here. What are the logical operators? Or, and. But here, if the student get 39, more than 39 marks in all the subjects, means and. Okay, then we open the bracket, then f6, you can see f6 is the detail of this cell. So we write and, open bracket again, f6 greater than 39, comma g6 greater than 39, comma h6 greater than 39, close bracket, comma. Now what we have finished? We have finished logical test. You see, if this is logical test, we have used and because in all the subjects student must get more than 39. You see, as I keep on writing, the cells are being selected, blue, green and purple. The cells have been selected. Now what we have to write? Value if true. This part we have to write. So open inverted commas, pass, capital, I will write in capital. You see, then value if false, means comma, then fail, close bracket. If there is any problem, it will specify then and there itself. If there is no problem in the formula, it will execute. Let's hit the enter button. You can see here what I have done. Student name ABC, he got more than 39 in subject 1, more than 39 in subject 2, and more than 39 in subject 3. So obviously he got pass. So let's try to copy the formula. Actually, by using the cell reference, I have created the formula. You can see here I use the cell reference numbers f6, g6, h6. These are all the cell reference numbers. It is very, very important. You see, this student GHI, he is failed. Why? Because he got 39 marks. Let's increase the marks and see what would be the result. 40. You can see the student is passed. In the same way, let's try to pass this student. Number 5, student name MNO, subject 239. I enter 54 marks. You can see all the students are passed. The result is pass for all the students. So The functions I have used is equals to if function. You can see here serial number, name, subject 1, subject 2, subject 3, total, average, result. Now we use other functions, minimum and maximum. So let's start with minimum, where you have to generate the information, you have to select that cell. So I have selected here. Again go to AutoSum, drop down list, you can see the minimum. Now how many minimum marks he got in all compared to all the subjects, how many minimum marks he got. But you see here, again I explained you earlier, again I am telling you, by default it is selecting all the cells, but we don't want that. We want only subject 1, subject 2 and subject 3. So F6, G6 and H6. So we will modify here, we will write H here. You see the minimum marks student name ABC got is 54, which is in subject 2. Again we drag the formula. Now let's move for maximum. Now maximum, what is it here? We have to manually write it. What is it? F6 colon FGH H6. Hit the enter button. Let's see, 80 is not the highest marks, 85 is the highest marks. You can see here 54 is the minimum marks, 85 is the maximum marks. Okay, first I will drag the formula. Now I will make it in the middle. In the last earlier classes I already explained you about how to do the formatting, editing. We have already learned about these things in the last class. Anyway, now we leave this for sparkling. I want to explain you sparkling as well. Sparkline, sorry. Okay, so far we have learned about how to generate the total, average, result using if functions, then minimum, how to generate minimum, maximum marks. Now what is this third topic? Sorting. Sorting means rearranging data, which may be textual, numerical or alphanumerical. So when you go to the table, you see here either you select the table, whole table, or just select this one. You can see here sort and filter option is here. Sort smallest to largest or largest to smallest. It is from ascending to descending, smallest to largest. Let's see, let's change with largest to smallest. Expand the selection, yes. Sort, you can see here number 1 ABC, number 2 DEF. The information is sorted according to large to small. This is called as sorting. Understand, boys? Again, if you want to sort it back A to Z, but you have to select the cells, then click on again where you will find sorting. In editing group, home tab, editing group, you will find AutoSum, the formula and function. Again you see smallest to largest. Expand the selection, sort, you can see again it is sorted. The information is sorted back to normal. Again, now what is filtering? The filtering feature selectively blocks or hides the data you don't want to see. A filtered range displays only the rows or columns that meet the conditions you specify. So what is it? If I want to filter, if I want to hide the information, if any student is fail, okay, if any student is fail, I don't want to see that information. We can filter it by using the filter option. You can see here we have sort and filter option, custom sorting and filtering here. This is the filtering tool. By using this filtering tool we can work on it. Like result here, okay, sort and filter. Click on the sort and filter. You can see here the drop down list appears. Go to text filters, custom filter, then equals to pass text filters does not equals to pass. You see, the information is gone. Means what I have filtered, I have filtered that any student who result is equals to pass, I don't want to see that information. So the information is hidden now. You can see it here. That is called as custom filtering. Forget about this result, we can even filter the marks. If any student is failed, I can filter, I can hide the information, and I can see only those students who are passed. Now we have already seen the example of how to do the filtering. You see here, custom filtering. You can go to the custom filtering again. If I click here, fail, then what happens? All the students are back again. Means there is no such student whose result is equals to fail. Understand, boys? That is called as filtering. Means hiding the information which you don't want to see. Now comes to charts. What are charts? A chart is a pictorial representation of data. It makes it easier for us to understand the large quantity of data. If you have the information which is entered in the tables, you can create the pictorial representation by using the charts. So how to create the charts? First, select the table. I will do one thing, I will select only subject 3. You see, it's not compulsory. If the table is lengthy, you have to select all. How much information you want to show in charts, select only that information by selecting the cells. Like I have to show only name and 3 subjects. I can do that. Okay, you see, when I click on insert button, in insert tab you will find charts, sparklines. Our next topic is sparklines. Anyway, we move on to charts. You see, in charts group you have lot of various charts: column charts, line chart, pie chart, bar chart, area, scatter, other charts. You see, so many charts. We use column chart. In column chart again you have 2D, 3D, cylinder, cylindrical, or cone, pyramid. We move on to 3D. Let's see what happens when you select any random chart, how it shows the information. Remember what we have selected: name, subject 1, subject 2, subject 3. Only 4 columns we have selected. You see, ABC, these are the names of the students: A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O. These are the marks obtained 0 to 100. You can see green is for subject 3, maroon subject 2, blue subject 1. For ABC, you see here ABC 3, subject 1 near 80. You can see here 80. Subject 2 maroon near 60s. You can see 54. This is how you can, it reached more than 80, so you can see here 80. So this is for 1, 2, 3. This is for student name ABC. This is for D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O. Okay, one more thing, boys. Listen, when you generate the chart will be created on the worksheet where you are working on. We are working on sheet number 2. That is why the chart is created in the same worksheet. But if you want to move the chart to the other worksheet, what we can do, we can see, you can see here sheet number 1, sheet number 2, and sheet number 3. Okay, now you see, I click on sheet number 4, sheet number 5. I explained you, as you keep on clicking, the new sheets will be generated. Anyway, we were in sheet number 2. Just select the chart. Okay, the chart is selected. Okay, then you can see here where is it? By default, it will be present here in the design move chart. You can see here in the design tab, the last one, location, move the chart. You need to select the object in the second option. There, how many sheets? Earlier we had only 3 sheets, sheet 1, sheet 2 and sheet 3, but later on we have created sheet 4 and sheet 5. But we will do one thing, we are in sheet number 2, so we try to move the chart in sheet number 3. Select OK. Now we will automatically come into the sheet 3. You can see here our table is in sheet 2, but the chart is in sheet 3. This is how you can move the chart. But by default, the chart will be generated on the same worksheet where we are working on. Now we go back to again sheet 1. Our last topic is Sparklines. A Sparkline is a miniature chart embedded in a worksheet cell. What does that mean? A miniature chart embedded in a worksheet cell. If you compare chart, you see the chart takes a lot of space, a lot of cells to create the chart. But when we are talking about a Sparkline is a small chart which comes only in one cell and gives the details of few cells. We go back to sheet 2 where our table is. Now we can see here there is a Sparkline. Okay, in the insert tab you can see the Sparkline. Again, where in which cell you have to create the Sparkline, select that cell. In the Sparklines group you will find 3 options, 3 types of Sparklines we have been given: line, column, win or loss. Let's try to work with line. When we work with line, again it will ask you the range of information. Means we will try to give the information again F6, G6 and H6. F6, G6, H6. So we have to specify here F6 colon H6. Then select OK. Now you can see how the Sparkline result, how the miniature chart has shown up here in only one cell. You can see here. Now what if I change the marks? How the chart, small chart, miniature chart will change its course, location. You can see here I am changing the subject 1 marks. I will change it to 40. You can see here it's a decline in the chart. And if I make this one 90, what will happen? And again if I make it 40, what will happen? You see, this is the first point for subject 1, the middle one is the second point for subject 2, and this is the third point for subject 3. So this is how it shows you the miniature chart of the information which you have selected: subject 1, subject 2 and subject 3. That is why we have here 3 points which specifies the details of the subjects. So boys, what we have learned in this chapter: formulae, how to create a formulae, how to use with the functions. We have seen the functions minimum, maximum, and if is equals to if function as well. We have already generated the result pass or fail. We even sorted, we did the filtering of the table, we created charts, and we also created Sparklines. Hope this will help you to understand and do the practical. This was our second chapter for MS Excel. MS Excel was divided into 2 chapters. Alhamdulillah, we have completed both the chapters. Hope you understand and practice well for all these topics and the earlier topics as well. Please practice and practice more and do the practical, boys. Bye.